What is going on, guys, and welcome back to episode number 105 of our next gen career mode with Stoke City. And I'm very pleased to announce that you guys really do want to watch these videos. I've had at least 3 comments, which might not seem a lot to you, but is to me, but basically you guys saying you want more episodes of this Stoke City career mode. So that is what I'm going to be doing, and this is the episode that you guys have asked for. So we do have a very tricky game at the Britannia Stadium up against Manchester United, the struggling Manchester United. Even though they're not struggling in the game, in real life they are really doing poor, to be honest. I thought Man United were going to do really well this year under Louis van Gaal, but unfortunately I think he's just playing the wrong formation. I don't think a 3-4 or 3-5-2 or whatever he plays, but 3 at the back, I just do not think 3 at the back works in the Barclays Premier League, and I think he's going to really have to change it to a 4, even a 4-4-2, a standard 4-4-2, and that would be better. But it's because 3 at the back in the Premier League, because of the speed and everything about it, you have to have very world-class defenders to actually do that at Manchester United, and unfortunately Manchester United do not have world-class defenders. Since Evra, Vidic and Ferdinand have left, they're left with Jones, Smalling, Evans, Blackett, and to be honest, without any disrespect whatsoever to the Manchester United fans, I really do not think they are good enough to be playing in the Manchester United squad. I believe if they are good players, and I believe they can play in the Premier League, but just not for Manchester United. I think they'll get in people like Stoke's side, Hull's, Southampton's, anyone like that, but just not Manchester United, because Manchester United are a club that are expecting success in Champions League, League Cup, FA Cup and the Barclays Premier League, and if they don't have world-class defenders, they're just not going to be doing it. But that's my opinion on what Man United are doing at the moment. Maybe you guys have different opinions, maybe you have the same opinion. If you do have a different opinion, I would very much appreciate if you could actually let me know in the comments down below. If you have a different opinion, if you believe them back 3 will work in the end, it just needs time. Basically, let me know, because I am interested, and I have got quite a good football knowledge, to must admit. I do watch lots of games. I watch the Italian League, the Spanish League and the Premier League, and the Bundesliga. I watch Bayern Munich sometimes, but only when they play the big clubs like Schalke, Borussia Dortmund, etc. But I just believe Man United need to really step up their game, otherwise they're going to be finishing mid-table, and that is not good enough for a club of the stature of Man United, especially when you've got players like new signings like Di Maria, Rooney, Van Persie, Mata. They have to be playing Champions League football, I'm afraid. They will leave if they're not playing Champions League football, and I'm surprised someone like Angel Di Maria did actually go to Manchester United, because they're now at the League Cup, they're not in the Champions League, they're not in Europa League, they're in nothing. They're only in the Champions League and the FA in the League and the FA Cup. That's it. So to be honest, I think they do have to try and get into Champions League next year, otherwise the big players will want to leave. But let's just get on to the gameplay. We are doing somehow actually managing to beat Manchester United 3-0 at the Britannia Stadium, and we go ahead and nearly make it 4-0 here with Faria, but it was a very good block and a wonderful save from De Gea. But somehow we managed to score 3 goals from headers, and all 3 headers. Can we make it another one from the corner? Of course we can make it another one, a wonderful header. So we end up winning 4-0, and it was 4 goals. Thank you, the Lord. What a fantastic, I just couldn't believe that we had managed to score 4 goals from headers. I know they're OP, but to score 4 goals from headers against Manchester United is just insane. And one of the best players at Manchester United, in my opinion, is obviously De Gea, Rooney. Van Persie's good, Mata could be good occasionally, but the player that I think is the most consistent, you guys might not agree with me, but is Angel Di Maria. No, it's not. It is David De Gea. I just think he's an absolute beast of a goalkeeper. He's very young, he's Spanish, as I live in Spain, and there was something about him that I just really do like. But we'll just have to wait and see how we get on in this next game up against Arsenal. And it is in the Capital One Cup, so it's not going to be an easy game. But hopefully we can go ahead and give Arsenal a good run for their money. If not, try and beat them. But let's just see how we do. So actually, we do start off very well. We play a lovely ball over the top to Arnautovic. Arnautovic does very well to actually come inside, pass Coquelin, has a very good shot, but unfortunately it was a good save, and unfortunately the rebound was not very good, and Szczesny had enough time to actually get up and deny our rebound from entering the back of the net. But Oxlade-Chamberlain does have a good chance here in the just after half time, to be honest. He does very, very well to manage to keep holding the ball, but unfortunately we do bring him down and we give away a penalty. So very, very disappointing from our point of view. And it was going to be Christian Benteke, the new Arsenal man, I should say, as he's just signed from Aston Villa, to step up and take the penalty up against Hugo Lloris. Who was going to come out on top? Let's just have to wait and see. It was Benteke against Hugo Lloris. Hugo Lloris does go the wrong way, but Benteke puts the ball wide. He puts it past the post, and thankfully we are still on level terms. But we do actually have not the best games, to be honest. We didn't play very well, but Hugo Lloris does actually manage to keep us in. It comes to Wilshere. Wilshere has a good shot, but unfortunately for them, it was a good save from Lloris. And once again, we give the ball away, but unfortunately for them, they just could not capitalise. But Hugo Lloris does make a few good saves, but apart from that, nothing really terrorised us. But here in the second half of extra time, I should say, we do actually lose the ball. It comes to us, but we do regain possession. The ball comes to Berahino. Berahino gets played through. He is now one-on-one. I don't know how he manages to get through, but unfortunately his shot is brilliantly saved by Chesney in the Arsenal net to deny us from getting our first goal in this game and what would have turned out to be a decisive goal. But unfortunately, Oxlade-Chamberlain does make us pay from the missed mistakes. As you see here, some very, very poor defending. The ball comes to Benteke. Benteke plays a wonderful ball through the top. It comes to Oxlade-Chamberlain and he finds the back of the net. So in the worst possible time for them to score, they go ahead and score. And that is just life for you. Everything's going to happen at the wrong time. And in the 119th minute, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain finishes the ball off, and it looks like that goal was going to be sending us out of the Capital One Cup. And the only way we could respond was to try and get something straight away. But Berahino does do well here. He plays the ball to Luis Moreira. Luis Moreira does amazingly well to actually run down the wing. He keeps running and running and running. He puts the ball in the box. It comes to the head of, I don't know who, but we find the back of the net. I think it was Julian Draxler gets his head on it. It comes off the top of Mertesacker's head, and the ball enters the back of the net. And it was just something that was just like out of a movie. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that we managed to score in the 120th minute when they had just scored in the 119th. But we were going to go to penalty shootout. Fabian Schär of 90 penalty was going to step up and be our first penalty taker. But who was going to come out on top? Benteke, after missing a penalty in the game, steps up, but this time does send Hugo Lloris the wrong way and gains his composure and slots the ball past him. So we were already 1-0 down in the penalty shootout, but Fabian Schär was going to step up, and Fabian Schär missed the penalty. It looked like the game just wasn't there for us to be won. It just looked like that. But Ozil was the next man to step up, and he was going to miss the penalty. He puts the ball wide, pretty much identical penalty to Christian Benteke's, but thankfully we do get back on level terms as they do put the ball wide, and Berahino actually does very well to convert his penalty there, so I was very, very pleased. The next person to step up for Arsenal was going to be Aaron Ramsey. Could Aaron Ramsey come out on top in the penalty shootout? Of course Aaron Ramsey can't. A wonderful save from Lloris, and as you can actually see from the replay, I'm not sure, no, there's no replay, but Hugo Lloris does actually get the slightest touch on that. But Luis Moreira does step up and find the back of the net. Even though Chesney went the right way, we still managed to find the back of the net. And for some, it was somehow belief that we could actually do this. But unfortunately, Wellington Silva still keeps Arsenal in the game with a good penalty there, leaving Hugo Lloris no chance whatsoever. This time, Eric Dier was going to step up, and Eric Dier just was not going to miss. He's one of my favourite players at Stoke, and I just love playing with him. The next person, the guy that nearly put us out of the cup, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, steps up, and Chamberlain puts the ball away, and a very, very good finish from him. He is going to be a player that I'm going to be looking to sign in the January transfer window. I will be getting the takeover, the financial takeover thing, because it's going to be our last season anyway before FIFA 15. I thought we could try and bring in the best players we possibly can. But Wilshere to step up. Could he put the ball past Hugo Lloris? Yes, he can. It was a wonderful penalty from Jack Wilshere, and unfortunately, Hugo Lloris could not guess right and save the penalty. The next up was Arnautovic. Hardly no stamina whatsoever, but he does it and finds the back of the net. And the last penalty for Arsenal was going to be stepped up by Monreal. Monreal does blaze his shot wide, and we now have the chance. If we scored, we were going to win, and the best man to take it was going to be Julian Draxler. Julian Draxler with a wonderful penalty, and that was how the game finished. So thank you so much for watching this episode. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you do, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and also let me know in the comments down below, as it really does help my channel out. So thank you and bye bye.